Hi, fellow trailblazers. It's me, Katie McAfee with Cloud Adoption Solutions, and I'm here today to talk about your data. In terms of trade shows, you are going to end up with lots of data. This is a good thing. However, in order to keep it from causing you trouble later on, first you need to work on pre-deduplication and lead enrichment before you import. Let's start off by talking about the John Miller problem. Trade show leads are one of the most common sources of dirty CRM data. Lists come from badge scanners, CSV exports, API integrations, and manual uploads. They often contain inconsistent formatting, missing fields, and duplicate records. What happens if we import them as is? I'm glad you asked because we end up creating duplicate leads and contacts, inflated campaign reporting, confused sales reps, and wasted marketing spending. And if you're using AI tools like Einstein, poor data leads to poor predictions. The solution is not clean it later. The solution is preventing bad data before it even enters Salesforce. Before you import anything, standardize your file. Trade show exports often contain variations like USA, US, United States. If these are not normalized before you import, reporting and segmentation become unreliable. Other things to note are things like company names, emails, missing fields, and as I initially said, the standardizing values like country and state too. We can't talk about Salesforce without talking about best practices. Number one, use picklists in Salesforce. This forces consistent values for country, state, industry, or lead source, among other things. Number two, use validation rules. These are native in Salesforce, and they require properly formatted emails and required fields like company. You have to set them up and make sure you hit activate. And number three, clean the file before you import. In Excel or a data tool, normalize things like capitalization, split full names into first and last, and remove extra spaces. Third-party tools like InCycle or Demand Tools can perform advanced transformations, including parsing names from emails and auto-formatting phone numbers. The goal is consistency before your data even enters your CRM. Enrichment equals actionable leads. On the left, you see the before. So notice how there's some blank spaces. We have things that are in all caps, things that are in all lowercase, things that are written properly, things that are abbreviated, written out, more blanks over here, different variations as we talked about before, different variations of state names, which include the abbreviation and the written out form. And this one actually has the country with the state next to it all the way over here. So clean all that up in here first, and then you have a good start for when you actually import. And all of this data is fictitious, by the way. That way, you can turn your badge scan into a qualified project. And it allows you to route leads intelligently, segment campaigns, and assign territories automatically. I've said it once and I'll say it again. Before you upload, configure your protection first. Salesforce provides native tools that should always be configured before a trade show import. After lead, first thing we have are the matching rules. These define what make two records similar. For example, you have the exact match on email, fuzzy match on first and last name, company and phone. Best practice for trade shows, enable cross-object matching. We'll take a look at that in a second. That compares incoming leads against existing contacts. It also prevents creating a lead for someone who is already a customer. Then you have the duplicate rules. These define what happens when a match is found. You can block the record, allow but alert, or allow and report. For imports, it's typically recommended to block exact email duplicates and allow fuzzy matches, but review. This, if you take a look down here, I was trying to add a new lead and it said, nope, you already have something extremely similar. And so I had to go back and change it. You heard me mention about cross-object matching. This is a pretty cool thing, in my opinion. In order to help you not create duplicates from contacts and leads in your duplicate rules, you can add two matching rules, one for leads and one for contacts. Technically, you can add more, but this is how you cross object match. Sometimes you end up with tons of new leads, and that's a great thing. But when dealing with thousands of trade show leads, native tools may not be enough. Some examples are Data Groomer, Demand Tools Elements, Ringlead, or ZoomInfo, and that's just a few. These advanced tools offer things like bulk deduplication, automated normalization, machine learning duplicate detection, simultaneous lead and contact upserts. For example, Demand Tools People Import can upsert leads and contacts in one process, and Data Groomer allows you to train the system to recognize duplicates. These tools are ideal for large marketing teams or enterprise environments. When you have clean data, you can be confident in your reporting. You deserved it. When you standardize, enrich, and configure deduplication before importing, you get clean campaign reporting, trustworthy dashboards, confident sales outreach, accurate AI insights. The best time to fix bad data is before it enters your system. Thanks so much for watching. If you learned anything today, please hit and subscribe and stay tuned for the next video. And remember, as admins, we don't just build systems, we protect them. Have a good one.